make sure that I pick the right photographer that matches my vision and my budget?
I like to call ratings and reviews the digital form of word of mouth. Please don't assume that just because you've hired a professional photographer, they can read your mind. It's not possible. Communication is key. Please have that conversation. Don't assume. Sit down, have that discussion. The photographer needs to cover the wedding from your point of view, the groom's point of view, and the parents' point of view. Plan your wedding photography timeline. Hi everyone, welcome to Shadi Ki Pathshala, India's first wedding school for couples. I am Ramela, lead editor at Wedding Wire India, part of the Not Worldwide.
And hi, I am Manvi, social media manager at WeddingWire India, and together we are here to help you plan your dream wedding stress-free. So, Ramela, while looking for wedding photographers in my city on the WeddingWire India website, I found more than 80 plus photographers. How do I make sure that I pick the right photographer that matches my vision and my budget?
Correct, because it's a challenge when you have so many photographers and you need to choose a few, right? Understandable. See, this takes me back to our discussion during the first session, wherein we spoke about choosing your wedding style. You might be wondering wedding style के साथ photography का क्या connection है? In that case, I need to tell you that when you decide your wedding style, you are sitting down with your partner और आप envision कर रहे हो what your wedding is going to look like, right? Do you want a resort wedding or a hill station wedding or a simple royal banquet hall and you want to get married there? Somehow आप pictures visualize कर लेते हो. Like in your head you are already thinking, because you've been to so many weddings, you've seen your friends or your siblings get married, you are looking at so many inspirational photos on social media. So maybe आप highlights पे भी add कर ही रहे हो from time to time. You're sharing stories or you're saving it for yourself for future preference. मैंने तो definitely किया था when I was planning my wedding कि मुझे कुछ ऐसा चाहिए. So somehow you're already envisioning the kind of photography you want for your wedding day, and that makes the journey so much smoother. Because जब आप Wedding Wire India के storefront पे आते हो and you look at the catalog of the images that these photographers have, or when you go on their social media page and you look at their feed, you somehow connect कि हाँ, this style is looking very similar to what I have in mind.
True.
And you have this option. You can just go to the Wedding Wire India page and put in all of the filters, like the cost, the budget that you have for photographers, which city are you looking at, where you would want to hire these wedding vendors. And then when you have the option, like you said, there are 80 plus options, just shortlist the ones with very high ratings and reviews. Because see, word of mouth is something जो हम लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा practice किया है weddings में. I like to call ratings and reviews the digital form of word of mouth.
Wow.
Because ये जितने भी photographers हैं, real couples have hired them.
Yeah.
And if you have felt inspired to give them good reviews and ratings, इसका मतलब they've done a really good job.
Yes.
So you can definitely filter out the photographers in your city, in your preferred city, who have good ratings and reviews. Just click on their storefront, look at their images. कुछ 100 plus images होंगे उनके storefront पे. Try and understand if that is aligning with your wedding vision. And of course, the budget part is very important. Then send a query and you can take the discussion forward from there.
Perfect. I love the point where you mentioned reviews. Like, I'm a foodie. Whenever I order food, the first thing I look at is the review. And I think, of course, you can replicate that towards your wedding vendors as well. You can look at the reviews, the pictures, your budget, and then finalize. Ramela, my best friend recently got married, and she was mad after editorial photography. She heard about it, she saw the pictures, and she really wanted those. And she got the pictures that she wanted, and she loved it. But what I felt was she missed those candid, cute moments, the intimate moments that couples usually have at the wedding. And of course, you can't go back and get those pictures clicked. How do I make sure that does not happen with me? Like, I want cute moments, but I do not want to miss out on the traditional photography that you have with your parents. Like, they don't want like those candid, but you want those traditional photography. How can I make sure that I don't do that mistake?
So you mentioned that your friend got editorial photography done for her wedding. So I'm guessing because she has achieved that, she has received photos that she was looking for. So I'm guessing जब वो अपना photographer ढूंढ रही थी, she made sure that this team had a portfolio of editorial photos, right?
Yes.
Right, but then she did not get candid photos that she wanted.
Yeah, I think maybe because I feel that she was so much after the editorial photography, she kind of missed that maybe the communication, she did not convey it well, or maybe, that's what she wanted and that's what the photographer wanted to give. So maybe that was missing.
Yeah, you've answered the question, to be very honest with you. And I want to say this to couples. Please don't assume that just because you've hired a professional photographer, they can read your mind. It's not possible. Photographers के इतने clients होते हैं. Of course, they have a lot of experience and they are the best in their profession. But every client has a different personality, and there are so many family members they need to handle during the wedding event. You have to communicate your needs to them. So sit down and have that conversation before the wedding day. That's very crucial. आप किसी भी vendor के साथ उनको बुक करने से पहले it's very important for you to sit down and have like a discussion, a professional meeting. And photography में भी वो बहुत ज़्यादा important है. I think one mistake that your friend might have made is that she might have only shown them the editorial photos that she liked that they have done, and she might have said that this is why I would like to hire you, I really like the work that you have done. तो वो picture बैठ जाता है photographer के दिमाग में भी that this is the couple's expectation from me and I need to be able to deliver this. Of course, बाकी के पूरे event में भी I'm sure they have taken photos, but if you specifically need candid moments, candid moments are something जो बहुत ही natural flow में आते हैं event पे, and you have to request the photographer that these are the people that are important to me, these are some events that are happening that are very very special, and I would want you to take candid pictures around this time. जैसे you mentioned that you want traditional photos.
Yeah.
Now for example, जब आप photographer से बात कर रहे हो, if you are telling them that I love the editorial shoots that you have done, so उनके दिमाग में ये होगा ना कि pre-ceremony and post-ceremony, they need to take the time out with you to be able to take those amazing shots.
Yes.
Of course, they will take pictures in between also, but you should also let them know कि traditional photos मेरे लिए बहुत important है. जो customs and rituals है, please cover them beautifully. Make sure सारे moments, like the sindoor moment for example, are being shot very nicely. Give them a list of the people जिनके साथ आप stage photos लेना चाहते हो. This is happening a lot nowadays कि candid photos इतनी हो गई है that all of the other guests don't get photos with the groom and the bride.
Yes.
And later on they complain कि हमारी तो कोई photo ही नहीं है because we were not at the dance floor or we were not loudly there, क्योंकि friends के बहुत photos आ जाते हैं. There is so much that they do around. So communication is key. Please have that conversation. Don't assume. Sit down, have that discussion. Something I did as a bridesmaid for a lot of my friends, हम लोग WhatsApp group बना लेते थे right before the wedding event, and then we would keep sharing the pictures that we like, or we would save it, and जब shoot होता है we would just go and stand with the photographer and we would show these photos to them कि these are some poses that we would want you to take, क्योंकि couple के पास इतना time नहीं होता है, they're really stressed out, and the photographer will also get some idea कि अच्छा ये shot चाहिए, इस तरीके का shot चाहिए. So assign these tasks to your best friends or your siblings who are surely going to be there for you on your wedding day, and the whole journey will be easy.
I love this point where you mentioned when you do the homework of selecting your wedding poses. At that point of time, it's not like what should I do. Of course, the photographer will suggest some really nice poses for you, but of course, there's something that you will have in mind, and it's easier to convey. And like you mentioned, communication is the key, not just with the vendors, but with your partner, with your bridesmaid, so that everybody comes on the same page.
Absolutely.
And also, Ramela, like you mentioned about families, like you invite say around 300, 400 guests at your wedding. And how do you communicate this to the photographer? Like these are the people that you want to capture. Like for instance, अब 300 लोगों को सबके साथ, maybe they are not important to you. Maybe they are like your family, friends, a friend, or a plus one. And of course, you want moments with most important people in your life, like your cousins, आपके parents, आपके best friends. So how do I communicate? Do I sit down with the photographer, or should I send them a list or send them pictures कि यार ये लोग हैं, इनका photo ज़्यादा लेना है, इन पे focus ज़्यादा करना है? How do I communicate?
See, I have 2 points for you here. Number 1 is, remember that the photographer needs to cover the wedding from your point of view, the groom's point of view, and the parents' point of view.
Yeah.
So गेस्ट लिस्ट कभी कभी 1000 से भी ज़्यादा होती है इंडियन वेडिंग्स में. एंड वन क्वेश्चन फोटोग्राफर्स आर गोइंग टू आस्क यू, जब आप उनसे बात करते हो अबाउट द बुकिंग एक्सेट्रा, दे आर गोइंग टू आस्क यू कि आपका गेस्ट लिस्ट का साइज़ कितना है. एंड लाइक ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट दे आर गोइंग टू टेल यू कि कितने टीम मेम्बर्स चाहिए होंगे. बिकॉज द टीम मेम्बर, द साइज इज़ गोइंग टू इंक्रीज. अगर आपको इतने लोगों को कवर करना है तो पैकेज ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेज अकॉर्डिंगली. Now you have to very specifically say that out of these many people, these are the people that we want to get covered. So the easiest way to do is, पहले तो decide कर लो कि number of photographers उस team में कितने होंगे. Second, assign photographers to different people. Like your father and your mother can have maybe 1 or 2 photographers with them. Because जिन लोगों से आपके parents मिलेंगे throughout the entire wedding journey, maybe आप सबसे ना मिल पाओ. Maybe you just meet them on the stage once. Right? Maybe you're busy with your siblings, maybe you're just getting your hair and makeup done. होता है ऐसा कई बार. Maybe you just see them, they come and greet you and then they leave after having food. But your parents need those photos with those people because they are important to them, इसीलिए उनको बुलाया है, right? So assign the photographer for your parents. Then with your in-laws, the same thing. Then keep 1 or 2 people with yourself, because आपका पूरा जो journey होगा of getting the makeup, you want all of those BTS pieces. Then you want shots with your bridesmaids, I'm guessing. If you want to do first look, which is a new trend nowadays.
I love
Yeah?
that.
Yeah, then you should definitely have like 2 or 3 people with you जो आपके वो shots ले सके. You can do a first look with your partner, or you could also do first looks with your bridesmaids. That is also trending nowadays. So make sure that you have this person, like 2 or 3 people who are dedicated to taking your shots. Same with the groom. The groom will also have a set of his friends. तो इस तरीके से assign कर दो. That is my first tip. My second tip, and this is a huge regret from my wedding experience, I was in a bit of a hurry, so I was not able to plan this well. But I would definitely suggest this to all the couples. Plan your wedding photography timeline.
Okay.
So for example, let's say your शादी का मुहूर्त, when you need to sit on the mandap and the puja needs to start, is 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
You have decided
Yes.
that with the priest. Now work backwards.
Okay.
1 बजे का अगर मुहूर्त है तो when should we do the वरमाला exchange?
Okay.
If you have a first look, you can plan the shots with your groom during the first look only.
Yes.
If you don't have a first look and you decide कि नहीं मुझे तो वो altar moment चाहिए where I'm walking in and my groom is seeing me for the first time, and you never know, he might just shed a few tears. If you want that,
Yeah.
exclusive moment, then plan the photography timeline between your Varmala and your puja, like mandap
Yes.
wala moment. Because of this, you might also have to replan your HMU introduction. आपको जो मेकअप करना है, जो पूरा रेडी होना है, maybe you have to do that a little bit early so that you have extra time.
Okay.
And ये पूछ लेना photographer से how much time will we need to do these shots.
Okay.
So then you can plan your timeline accordingly and make a list of the photos that are non-negotiables for you. That I want to take these photos. For example, I'm just assuming from the discussions that we have had so far. In the first episode, you said you want a romantic wedding, something like Anushka Virat.
Yeah.
So nowadays, these intimate moments between the couples, those sunset kiss photos, etc., they're trending a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And I love
Right.
those. You got it
See?
right.
So if you want pictures like that, you need to make a list of the photos that are non-negotiables for you. कि हमें ये shots चाहिए. These are our special moments and we want to include them in the wedding.
Okay.
And communicate that to the photographer so that you can plan your timelines accordingly for each event.
Oh, amazing. Because talking about timelines, I just feel कि in especially Indian weddings, we have this muhurat time like you mentioned. And of course, you have a lot of pressure that time.
Yeah.
And this is one mistake I have also seen a lot of couples make, that they do not plan it right, and then you miss those moments. And like we always know that you cannot go back and then get those picture clicked. Of course, you have the post-wedding pictures, but the pre-wedding, like before you go to the mandap, and the kind of essence of the pictures that have, you cannot, replicate that again.
Absolutely.
Rubella, you mentioned about wedding photography cost. I want to learn more. Can you shed some light on that?
Definitely, yes. Wedding photography packages के बारे में जानना is very important at this juncture of your wedding planning journey. I think I would want an expert to answer these questions for you. And who better than Binsi Sharma, the head of sales of Wedding Wire India? She gave us some amazing tips yesterday for venue booking. And I think I would love to invite her and have another interesting chat on photography, cost, and package planning. Thank you so much, Binsi, for joining us again today. You
Happy to
gave
be
some
back.
amazing tips on venue booking the other day, and I think our couples found it very useful. Today, Manvi and I were talking about all things wedding photography planning. She's at that juncture in her wedding planning journey where she needs to book a wedding photographer, and that is such an important decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and she had some questions about wedding photography costs, packages, etc. And who other than you to answer those questions, right? Vinci, what are some factors that can influence the wedding photography costs right now?
Good question, Rumela. I feel like photography is something that people, the couples are really invested in, be it because they want to tell a story through their pictures and videos. So, for example, a couple of things that you really need to keep in mind is what is the kind of photographer that you are booking? Is it a renowned agency or is it someone who's just starting out? Then I feel the guest list and the expanse of the venue. How many people are you calling? How big is the venue? Because you would want to cover everyone in that in the given time. Then also I feel like it depends on the number of events that you have. So if you have like a 2-day affair versus like a 4-day affair, the cost changes drastically. Then we also look at seasonality, right? Are you booking a photographer who's really sought after during a peak season or during an off season? That also determines the cost. Then we can also talk about the deliverables, right? How many pictures do you want? How many albums do you want? These days, the newer trend is that people want real-time reels going up on social media. So are you one of those? How many reels are you looking to upload? Then you also look at music rights, for example. What are the background scores that you're using for your video? I mean, do you have the rights? Are you using that for commercial purposes? So all of these factors coming together will determine the cost of the wedding.
You mentioned a lot about videos that couples are looking for reels.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, initially, in the past days, we used to hire a wedding photographer separately and a videographer separately because videographers used to create the wedding films for us, right? I think nowadays the packages are merging because there are so many expert professionals who are offering both the services to people. Yeah, so what do these packages look like when we want to go and talk to photographers who will also be offering videography services to us and wedding films, etc., will be delivered by them? What do these photography packages look like?
So very interestingly, Rumela, everyone wants to provide one-stop solution. So even photographers are coming up with the solution of, having videography also aligned with their packages at the moment. तो अगर आप एक photographer choose करते हैं, तो आपको उनके साथ एक video team भी मिलती है who these are specialized people, right? A photography talent and a videography talent is totally two different dimensions. So they have to have some sort of work that they have done for you to see, to understand what they can do, what kind of magic that they can do with your wedding. A regular package for a photographer would look like, what are the kind of events that you're catering to? How many days is that event at? What is the kind of venue? Is it like a banquet? Is it a heritage, a palace, or a beachfront? Because the kind of photography that happens, the lighting is different, the whole ambiance is different. So, the number of hours you put into getting that whole photography done. Then you're looking at editing the images. How many images do you want to be edited? What are the rights to these images? Can the photographer use it for his business purposes? All of these things should be discussed while you're curating a package. And if you add a videographer to the mix, you would have to ask him questions like, how many people would be there to support him? And that primarily, again, depends on the kind of venue, the number of guest list, what are the equipments the videographer is going to use, right? Today, you have all sorts of new age technology, gimbals, drones. What is the expanse? What is the budget that you have? That if you throw in some of that, and honestly, Romella, the magic happens during post-production. I mean, as simple as a video looks while someone's taking it, the entire magic is created during the editing table. How many videos are you looking at? Are you looking at a highlight video? Are you looking at a teaser? Are you looking at a full-length documentary? Today, I've seen this in a couple of videos. Today's generation, they like filming a music video of sorts, and that kind of runs in the background while all the festivities are happening. So these interesting concepts are coming up. So these are packages that a videographer and a photographer can throw in combined, and it's up to you and your budget to decide what you want to go with and what not.
Right, so I think certain things that are non-negotiables here would be, once you have all of the raw images in place, you need like final edited images. So I'm guessing you have to discuss the total number with the photographer beforehand.
Very important.
I think another non-negotiable would be the whole wedding film, right? Like covering all of the events, haldi, mehndi, sangeet, etc., and the wedding day, and then probably a teaser. Couples want that these days, and everything else you suggested are additional depending on the budget.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So if, for example, if you want drone photography, there might be an additional cost to that. If you want to get a documentary film style edited, there might be an additional cost to that as well.
Yeah. Just to add that, Romella, drone photography is a very niche sort of a photography. So you need to have, engineers who are equipped and understand that kind of photography, because, and there's a lot of reliability that, or a dependency that's put on the drone imaging, for example, because, these are moments that are being captured from like a very different angle, and it can be only done once or twice, because if the moment passes, then there's no way to get those back, right? You might, it might be advisable to, check with the videographer if they have certain experience with drone photography, so you're well prepared, for the best day of your life. And FYI, guys, the more diverse your package is, the more expensive it's going to be.
Absolutely. I think wonderful tips here, Binsi. I hope people are well aware of what are the expectations they should have from photographers and packages when they're having these discussions. Unrealistic thoughts लेके ना जाए into those discussions, because photography does not come cheap. I would love to know from you, what do wedding photography contracts look like, and what are some factors we should definitely get added to the contract from a couple's point of view?
Again, contracts, my favorite topic, right? So when we talk about contracts, the most important part, of course, they protect both the bride and the photographer. The most important part is the timelines, right? You want to know when you're getting the video, when you're getting the pictures, post-edited, raw, whatever. Speaking of raw, always ask, because, you as a bride, you might expect the photographer to give you the whole dump, but various photographers have various ways of dealing it. They might not give you the entire footage. So, be very clear from the beginning, how many images are you entitled to get, raw and post-produced. Apart from that, also usage rights, right? Do you allow the photographer to use the images for, his business purposes, his promotional purposes? Also team meals, right? Why not? You have like a whole crew traveling with the photographer, so it's always good to have a clear understanding of about the accommodation, travel, what are the expenses that are occurred. So a lot of couples don't know about this, but there is a slight contingency fee that's also added in the package, because wedding is an affair that's so huge, right? Everyone's running around, the cameraman, the team, the brides, the families, you have to be on your toes. So what happens is there are chances of losing an equipment or two, maybe not the big ones, but the smaller ones. So there is a contingency fee that's always added. It's not too much. It's always good to ask how much is that. Also talk about the cancellation and refund policies, because God forbid if you want to push the timelines, you want to change the date, the location, all of this is mentioned in your contract.
Got it. I hope this never happens with any couple, but if once the entire event has been covered, the photographer loses the hard drive or there is an error in the hard drive and they lose images, which does not happen with very professional people, of course, but sometimes if there are accidents and you want to avoid them, should couples have that discussion that how much backup do you have?
Very true, Rumela. I mean, these are things that we generally don't think about because no one wants to talk about the worst things. But it's always good to be, as the saying goes, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, like to answer your question, yes, you should always have, those contingency also, planned beforehand. But I'm sure, that never happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Thank you, Vinci. This was super helpful. And all of the information, we have put them together. We've summarized them. And I'm hoping that couples are making notes. And this helps them plan their wedding journey in a smoother way.
Thank you so much for having me, Rumela.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just leaving you with a thought, we have more than 15,000 wedding photographers on our website. All you have to do is download the app or log on to www.weddingwire.in and book the photographer of your dreams.
Rumela, that was such a fun and a really insightful conversation with Vinci, and I loved it. And I got so much inputs and so much insights. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you found it useful, Manvi. That's the entire goal of Shadi Ki Pathshala.
Yes, totally. Now I have some fun rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Rapid fire. Wow. Okay. Let's do this.
And you gotta be rapid.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. My first question is, when should I book a wedding photographer?
Depends. If you have already started your wedding planning journey and you have already booked the venue, then it's time to start looking at your wedding photographer also, because it can be a huge cost. Average timeline would be 3 to 5 months.
Perfect. Second question, is it better to have the same photographer team from both the sides, or should we go for a separate one?
Of course, if couples want that feel, that vibe, that style, and they want to match that, then they should have one photography team. But they should definitely ask the wedding photographer to have more people in that team so that, everyone in the guest list is covered. But groom's family, if they want to separately book a wedding photographer, and the bride's family want to separately book a wedding photographer, because the events are happening in 2 different places, then you can definitely go ahead and do that.
Perfect. Question 3, for how many hours should I book the wedding photographer?
Not hours, days. It depends on the events. So, for example, if you have mehendi, sangeet, haldi, shadi, reception, back to back, book for days.
Okay, nice. Question 4 would be, how do I coordinate with my wedding photographer on the wedding day?
You cannot, don't take that responsibility on yourself. You need to assign it to someone. Either hire a wedding coordinator for the day or get some of your best friends or your siblings to handle the coordination.
Perfect, guys. Make the best use of your best friends and your siblings.
Absolutely.
Question 5, do the couples have to offer accommodation and food to the photographer team?
Absolutely. Have this discussion beforehand. If you are doing the wedding in a different city, then you definitely need to offer accommodation to them. Also, if you're doing a 2 to 3 day event in the outskirts and the photographers need to travel to the venue, they need accommodation. And food ke baare mein to poochna hi nahi chahiye. You should definitely add that to the list.
Great. Question 6 is tips for feeling comfortable in front of the camera.
On the wedding day?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I think have multiple meetings with your wedding photographers beforehand, क्योंकि आजकल के couples के लिए vibe match होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So when you have multiple meetings with the photographers, you talk to them, you share your style with them. Like I said earlier, communication is the key.
Yes.
So when you have these discussions, आप comfortable हो जाते हो. I also have an additional small tip. In a lot of cases, couples want to do pre-wedding shoots.
Yeah.
जब आप pre-wedding shoot करते हो ना, you anyways become very comfortable on the wedding day, because you've already had an experience with the photographers, you've been to a beautiful location, done some intimate shots, that entire episode. So yeah, you can choose accordingly.
Great. And this is my last question. What is the easiest way to share wedding photos with your guests?
We have an app. It's called WedShoot. You can just sign up and you can put all of the photos in that app, and then we have a shareable link that you can share with your friends and families, and they can access all the photos there.
Perfect. Guys, this was our rapid fire with Rumela, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
You're a good student, Manvi.
Thank you so much, Rumela. I want to thank all our experts who give inputs. Thanks to you, Anam, Harsh, Binsi, and all the wonderful insights that I've got. Guys, I hope you find all the episodes useful and helpful for your wedding planning journey. And make sure you leave all your questions in the comment box, and see you guys soon.